Guys, as you can see, I have so much random shit. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start by showing you some lip base products that I use. These are the only two lip pencils I own currently, unfortunately. This one is the Tooq Rough But Pro Lip Pencil in 01 Key. It is my favorite lip pencil. It's the only lip pencil that I've seen from a Korean brand that is actually cool toned. It looks like this. There's no like crazy saturation to it. It's not got that like bright fluorescent look that all their lip pencils tend to have for some reason, and it's not warm, which is impressive to me. I really love this lip pencil. It comes with a sponge shear that you can use to, shear it out, blend it out if you'd like. However you'd like. However, I don't really like using it that much. I think I prefer to just use my finger, which is a bit nicer. If you think that you are, similar to me, I highly recommend trying to get your hand on this. I did take a look at their other colors, and I fear that this is the only cool tone they have. All the other ones look either too dark or too warm. There is one that I did contemplate on getting, but I thought it was a bit too dark. But they have one that's a good desaturated dark brown color, which is nice. This next lip pencil I have is from Cappuvini, which is a Chinese brand, and it's like, I literally don't know what color this is. It's like the lightest one. Number 03 apparently. It has a brush end that I use sometimes. It looks like this. And this one's actually kind of warm. Let me show you. It's this kind of color. And I fear that a lot of lip pencils just tend to look like that on me, where you kind of have this kind of really bright color, right? However, this one is actually not as bright or as warm as a lot of the Korean brands I've tried. And what I like to do with this one, while I use the Tooq one, this purple one up here, to kind of blend the outline of my lips, not necessarily to overline too much, but just to blend out. This one I use to blend it out on the inside. So I'll color on the inside of my lips to fade out the edges, while here I'll kind of go over the skin around my lips to blend it out. So this one would kind of go as an over lip line, and this one would be like inside the lip itself, coloring the darker areas and blending it out. So it works really well for that. You see, like the brush I do use, but if you can see, like it removes so much of it, right? Like the brush absorbs it. You see here, if I go like this, you'll see the brush leaves a streak because the brush absorbs so much of it. So I don't really recommend the brush tip that much. Pause. So when I was filming the previous footage, I was comparing the Cappuvini one to the Tooq one, and the Tooq one is obviously my favorite, but I said the Cappuvini one is serviceable because it does lean warm, but it's not as bad as others I saw. However, that wasn't enough to satisfy me, so I actually went to look for another one, and that one is this one that I got just today. This liner is by Heart%, and it is the Dote on Mood Lip Pencil in 04 Strawberry Milk. It looks like this. It's kind of in the middle in terms of thickness compared to the Tooq one and the Cappuvini one. As you can see, the Cappuvini one is quite thin, the Heart% one is in the middle, and the Tooq one is really wide. Although I've used this so much, it's really flat. It used to be rounder. A lot better, right? I was surprised by it. It's still a bit bright to me, but I think the color is definitely way cooler. Like, it actually looks pink on me, which I personally appreciate. Here's how the Cappuvini one looks in contrast to that. Do you see the difference? So yeah, I'm quite happy I got the Heart% one in the end. Like I said, I'm still going to use this Cappuvini one to kind of cover up colors inside, but I'll be using the Heart% one just like I've been using the Tooq one, which is like one to overline instead of filling in the inside. The next ones I want to show you are some lip cover tints that I have. I have two. I have the one from A.chi that I bought at Himeko, and I also have one from Colorgram. So this one from A.chi, I think people have seen quite a bit. It's a properly gray toned one. I think the color is this called 01 Daily? I'm not sure. I think it's color 01. It looks like this, right? And honestly, I do find it a bit dark. Let me show you. So this is how it looks like. It has a kind of texture that is quite thick, but also a bit creamy. Like, it's definitely very blendable, and as you can see, you can shear it out quite well. It looks a bit dark here, and I think it's still a tad bit dark on my lips. However, you have to keep in mind that like for me, my lips are more pigmented than my skin, so this does actually serve to lighten them and remove that color pretty well. I am still looking for one that is perhaps one that's just a bit lighter so that it matches, it makes my lips like the color of my skin tone rather than just a dark gray, if that makes sense. The reason why I'm showing you this is because if you are very muted, then when you apply lip products, you might encounter a few problems. The first is that the color is too dark. The second one is the color is too saturated, so you look a bit clownish. And a good way to counter that is by using a base to remove the initial color that's already there to ensure that you don't have a color that ends up darker than what that product actually is. The next one is from Colorgram, and it is the Colorgram Geek Nude Color Cover Tint in 03, which is like cool nude 21. And let me tell you, this is not like cool tones to me, right? But this is all they had, so we do what we can. Here's how it looks like. I honestly think that this is more like a neutral color, but I think it's very, very pretty, and it's like shears out very nicely. It is of a similar texture to the A.chi one, except it's a bit less clumpy, it's a bit smoother. I will say I really don't like this packaging though, and sometimes I feel both of these can feel way too thick on your lips. Like to get proper coverage, you need to apply it on quite thickly, which means that you have quite a bit of a layer on your lips. And the other thing I want to say is, as like this is like a cover tint, right? This one is not desaturated at all. It just makes your lips pink, which is not a bad color. It's totally fine. And there is a kind of grayish color of it, but I actually think that this one looks better than the one that Colorgram can offer. If you have any other suggestions for color cover tints that are grayish like this, do let me know because I would like to try some out. I think Javin de Sol actually has one, but I haven't tried it. So yeah, these are some base colors that I have. Let's move on to, I guess, you know what, lip gloss first, because the tints will definitely leave a tint. You can see here I have like this collection of Fwee glosses in the back here. Fwee has done some serious damage to my wallet, I fear. So you know what, let's start. Oh wait, these are from Fwee too. Oh my god. Let's just start with the Fwee pots, okay? So these are Fwee's jelly pots, and I definitely like their jelly pots way more than their blurry ones. And I want to say the blurry ones are meant to be used on lips and cheek, and so are these. Girl, do not use this on your cheek. If you have like even medium length, short medium length hair, once the wind blows, it's gonna be stuck on your cheeks. It's like, this is a lip gloss to me. That's it, okay? And I have, oh, this is upside down. So I have the two lightest colors. I have JN01 Lavender Whip, which is my favorite one, and JN02 Milky. This is how they look like. As you can see, I've used the Lavender Whip one quite a lot. The Lavender Whip one is a perfect lip gloss for me. Like it's the perfect My Lip But Better kind of gloss color, while this one is one I would use to achieve a peach look. There's like 3 in the lightest shades they have, and this is not the warmest one. This is the neutral one, and this is the cool one. There's a third one that I just don't have. I know a lot of people like to use that squishy thing to apply. Personally, I prefer my finger way better because it warms the product and helps it apply. But yeah, I'm gonna just use my finger to show you guys how it looks. Here's Lavender Whip, and here's Milky. So what I really love about these products is how they have color, but they are really sheer. So if you are someone who everything that you apply on your lips looks like instantly too dark or too saturated, these are perfect for you because they won't add to that. Like they'll add color without making you look crazy, which is what I like personally. The Lavender Whip one is definitely my favorite, but I really love Milky too. I have a lot of these kind of lip glosses from Fwee, so let me show them to you. These two I got recently. Actually, I bought this one accidentally because it was called Taro, and I thought Taro was the color, but it was actually yogurt that I wanted. But it's okay, I got them on sale, it's fine. Yogurt is what I would consider like the My Lip But Better kind of color. It's very similar to Lavender Whip. Let me swatch all 3 of these for you. These 3 are all the 3D volumizing glosses, by the way. This one is Taro 70%. Here's how it looks like. Definitely more saturated than the jelly pots, but this is the darkest one I have. If you compare on the skin versus how it looks like on the brush, it is less purple on the skin, but I still think it's very, very beautiful. Like I said, this one is a bit dark, and if things are too dark on the lips, I look a bit clownish, but I use this one kind of like as a point color, like on the center of the lips more, instead of like something you use over your whole lips. This next one is Yogurt 70%. It's a bit lighter than the Taro one, and it's honestly, now that I see it compared to Lavender Whip side by side, I still think Lavender Whip is better for a light amount of color that's cool. However, I still think this looks really, really beautiful on the lips. I wish I could show you guys how these look like on the lips, but my skin looks really bad right now, and I really don't want to give you a close-up on my lips because the breakout area is on the chin, and I can't do it. I'm sorry. Like, my skin, But yeah, please trust that this one and like these two are my favorite lip glosses. This last one is Vanilla 30%. If you don't know, the difference between the 30 and the 70% is that the 70% is like 70% pigmentation, while this is like 30% pigmentation, I guess. So the 30% is sheerer than the 70%. However, these two did not come in at 30%. This one's more of a neutral kind of pink color. I think you can see the difference between a 30% and the 70%. This one is way sheerer, and it's a peach kind of color. It's the one that I use if I want to have like a peach tone makeup. This is not recommended for mute skin tones. However, I really like pairing these two products together. This is the Flower Nose Strawberry Cupid V04. It's the one that's meant to be the only cool toned one, but it's still warm on me. But yeah, these two together look really good. But it's still kind of warm and saturated, so it's not gonna be swatched in this video. So those were these three. You may be wondering, what the hell are these then? Well, these look similar, but they're actually the 3D changing gloss, not the volumizing one. One is Seen Black and one is Seen Lavender, and they are products that you're meant to use to kind of like change the tone of the lip products you're using. Unlike the other ones, it has this kind of like silicone applicator. This is the purple one. This is what you can use to like cool down the colors of a product. It's a really pretty, just straight up purple gloss. This one is Seen Glass, and like no prizes on figuring out what color it is. It is a black gloss. Here's how it looks like. The reason why I'm showing you this is because if you are someone who is muted but have a darker skin tone, this might be really good to remove the saturation from some products. For me, it's a bit dark, but I really like this kind of like black like gloss on its own. Like, you know, it's a bit edgy, it's kind of nice. I like it, okay? But yeah, that's why I have it too. Just to show you how it works. You know what, let me bring this back. This one is that Flower Nose one I just showed you that I quite like using. Sorry, I just applied it up here. Let me show you how these two look like on top of them. Applying the purple tones it down a bit to like something a bit cooler, while the black one just straight up like removes the saturation completely from it. Actually, I think I put a bit too much black here, but you see what I'm trying to say, right? Anyway, that's it for the Fwee glosses, but I do have some other glosses to show you. These three are quite random. First, I have the Woke Up Like This. This is like a Hong Kong brand actually, and it is Don't Speak. This is a small sample size, and it's a very nice shade of brown. It's like a muted brown that is super, super gorgeous. It looks so pretty to me. You can sheer it out. When I apply it, I would definitely sheer it out like this. The second one is a product a lot of people know. It's Romance Glasting Color Gloss in 01 Peony Ballet. I actually have a strange relationship with Romance products because I really, really like them, but often they don't suit me. It's just a kind of pink gloss. But again, if you can see, compared to the Fwee ones, it's quite dark. Like, it's the same darkness level as the Taro one. So I actually recommend the Fwee one over the Romance one. So the thing with a lot of Romance products is that Romance products are just really dark. So if you're someone like me who already has pigmented lips and you're very muted, most Romance products probably won't look that great on you. This gloss used to be one of my favorite glosses because it was the only Romance one that I could find that worked for me. But that was before I bought the ones from Fwee. So actually right now I don't use this at all ever, but I still wanted to show it to you guys because it used to be one that I used and it was the closest thing that worked for me. The last one I want to show you is from Huda Beauty. It's Faux Filler Sugar Baby, and this one is the stickiest gloss I have, but I do like it. It comes in this triangular applicator that is really nice actually, and the color is specifically a desaturated pink. It is such a nice color. Let's just compare like these two glosses. This was the second gloss I got after this one actually, and I was so surprised at how saturated this looks compared to this one. So compare Peony Ballet to the Huda Beauty one up here. It's like night and day. If you can deal with a texture that is a lot stickier as a gloss, then I highly recommend this. I think this is very accessible in the West too, and you do come with a shit ton of it. I think it's a color that is flattering even on people who are not muted, right? It's a very, very beautiful color. I think my favorites are definitely like these three here, and the Huda Beauty one. Another pause from future me. I actually forgot to swatch one of the products because it was in my handbag. That product is the Etude Sugar Coloring Jelly Balm. It is the color 07 Bear Pink. The reason why I especially wanted to show this to you guys is because it is a very cool pink. It also has the donut applicator that you can lock and unlock by twisting like this. This is how it looks like in color. There you go. It's a very sheer baby pink. It does look quite translucent on your lips, but it gives a tiny bit of color. Like I said, I usually carry this around in my bag, so that's why I completely forgot about it. Oh, before I move on from the glosses, I wanted to say that the Fwee glosses have a very, very nice texture. If I had to rank how pleasant the texture of glosses are, I would say this one is the thickest and the stickiest. In the middle is the Romand one and the Woke Up Like This one. And then I would put like the Fwee products as the best feeling glosses. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at tints now. I wanted to do tints last because I cannot get tints out of my skin once they're there. I'm gonna start with my two favorite tints, and those are these Merrymonde ones, which are very, very cute and a bit bulky. I think you're meant to be able to use them on your cheeks, but I've literally never done that. These are the milky tints, I think. There's 03 Mute Milk and 04 Mauve Milk. So Mute Milk is this one and Mauve Milk is this purplish one. Mute Milk is literally the My Lip But Better tint. Like I use this all the time because it's literally just my lip color but better. It comes in such like a beautiful, it's such a nice color, and you can sheer it out very well, as you can see here. So what I really like about the Merrymonde tints is that they are very sheer, right? You can apply them very thinly so they don't get too dark. Here I applied it a bit thickly so you can see how the color is there. This one's Mauve Milk, and it's similar except purple. Again, you can sheer it out very prettily. I use these both a lot, but I use this one a bit more. I think they are kind of underrated. I don't see people talk about them much. I think Merrymonde is just not that well known or popular, but I think that if you are someone who wants something that doesn't make you feel like your lips look whack when you apply a lip product because they're too saturated or too dark, this is a really good product for you. They also have 2 more colors in this line that I have not tried, so you can go ahead and check them out if you can. I also have these 2 mini Terre Waterism glow tints. The reason why these are the mini ones is because these colors don't exist in the full size, which is crazy to me. Like the mini sizes have a huge range of colors, but the full sizes don't. So what I have here is 28 Wintry and 29 Eveny. So Wintry is this kind of pinkish one. Eveny is this mauve one. If I recall, they're both a bit sparkly too. It's a really nice light shade of pink. So that's how these 2 look like. I'm not sure if it picks up on the camera, however, these do have some slight sparkles in it. So if that's something you like or don't like, just keep that in mind. I think that they do leave quite a bit of a stain. As you can see, like the pink one's getting darker and darker as we speak. This next tint is from Dinto. I do have Dinto Ave Maria, but actually Dinto Ave Maria is meant to be for muted skin tones, but it's so dark. Let me show you it later because it makes me mad low-key, but this one is 776 Mouly Gelée from the Blur Jelly Plumping Lip Tint. This one's also really nice. It's a bit of a lighter, maybe like cooler pink than some of the other ones. However, I do think Dinto stains quite strongly as well. And the reason why I'm mentioning these things is because the stains get darker with time and contribute to like your lips looking like too dark or too saturated sometimes. Just because I'm a hater, let me show you how Ave Maria looks like. It's meant to be a cool tone muted tint, let me tell you that too. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just not for me. But honestly, now that I'm seeing it here, I think I might recommend it to people who have a darker skin tone. It might not show up as dark as on me, but like for me, like it literally did not suit me at all. I was so disappointed in it. The next tint I want to show you is by Lily By Red, and this is the Sweet Liar Milky tint in 03 Dalgi, which is strawberry. And this one has a very interesting texture. It's a bit, I don't know if you can tell, it's like a bit opaque. Because of that, it's extremely light colored. And I actually quite like that about this tint. Because like I said, I don't want things to look too dark. That's how it looks like. In contrast to all the rest, it's definitely one of the lighter tints that I have. The last two tints are from Merrymonde, and they are actually exclusive ones from the Pink Office shop they have in Seoul. It's the Juicy Lasting Tint Mini in 11 Campbell Grape and 12 Odd Mulberry. So these are a bit like of, I guess, slightly unconventional colors. And I initially bought these for mixing, but I actually think that this purple one is gorgeous on its own. Like, I think for a Merrymonde lip tint, it's actually quite light in color. Very, very pretty. And I actually use this on my lips like as it is, alone, no problem. This blue one though, you can definitely wear alone if you'd like, right? But for me, it doesn't really suit me, but I bought this for mixing to tone things down a bit. It's just a straight up grayish blue, like that. And I think that it has a good level of pigmentation to tone things down in other lip tints. It is quite dark, like it's a dark grayish blue, so it will also make things darker at the same time. The very last product I want to show you is by Muse. I think it's like Liptual, something called Liptual, and it's COO, codename Cold. And the reason I'm showing you this now is because it's similar to the Merrymonde blue one, except this one's a light blue. Not sure if you can see that very well. But yeah, it's definitely very, very sheer because it's such a light color. But I think that this looks very beautiful on the lips alone if you just want to cool things down a bit. But I also use it on top of things that are too warm to just cool things down a little bit in a way that brings a bit of lightness to them instead of making it darker like this. I'm actually gonna wipe these now so you can see like how strong the tints are. But yeah, take a good look at them. I think this is not a tint, actually. I should have showed it to you earlier. Here are the tints that are left behind. The strongest one is actually the Tier one. And as you can see, the light one, that light Lily by Red one, leaves a very, very sheer looking one. You don't see it that much. You might have noticed I have more lip glosses than lip tints. The reason why is because lip glosses don't leave like a tint behind, and they're also easier to reapply, I feel. While I might use a tint in the morning, especially this one usually, as you can see, it's getting a bit ugly and empty over here. I will only reapply lip gloss during the day just because it's easier and it also looks nice. So I used to carry this one in my bag all the time. This is the Lavender Whip by Fwee, but I've actually switched to this one, Yogurt, just because it's easier to apply on the go since there's an applicator. I think I'll just end by showing you how some of my favorite combos look like very, very briefly. But I hope that you enjoyed or found some interesting things to check out if you'd like. Or just enjoyed looking at makeup swatches. I know I love looking at makeup swatches, so yeah. Anyway, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna clean up my table because it's a mess right now. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye!